All right, so here we go. We're gonna take our sticks and we're just gonna start by just rocking back and forth on our heels and toes. So we're just light on the sticks, so they're just there for balance, just as a balance aid, not for balance support. Nice and gentle up and then back. So when you come back, lift your toes nice and high to feel the front of your shin squeezing. And then when you go forward, come up nice and high with your heels to feel the backs of your legs squeezing. You can warm up those ankles, all the muscles in through your feet. All right, so we're gonna do one more rock. Stay up onto your toes, and I'm just gonna get you to rock side to side, going from big toe and little toe of one foot, and then rock to the other side, so the little toe, big toes. You're just rocking side to side. Your whole body's gonna shift. You're basically taking your foot and you're trying to feel eversion and inversion. Your feet are going in and out, just rocking side to side, just kind of moving the balls of your feet just to loosen that area up a little bit. A lot of little muscles, a lot of bones in there, so we want to get everything moving, everything fluid. All right, so now let's take our heels. You can move your knees, but I want you to take your heels and do circles with your heels. Just focus on the heel making the circle. Your feet are gonna roll around a little bit, your knees are gonna move, but just focus on the heels. Everything else is gonna do whatever it needs to do. All right, so at the top, let's go back, let's go the other way. If you find your calf is cramping up a little bit, just try to reduce the range of motion until you get that area warmed up a little bit more blood flow to it. All right, pausing at the top, keeping your legs straight, drop your right heel to the floor, so it's gonna hike your hip up. So we're gonna get a little bit of offset through the hips. So drop the left heel to the floor, keeping your legs straight, come back up. So just alternate, nice and easy, side to side. Trying to keep your legs as straight as you can. If your heel can't touch the floor all the way, don't worry about it. Just want as much mobility through the hips as we can. But everybody online is so colorful. Jane and I are both in black t-shirt, black shorts. All right, let's relax our heels down. Now let's purposely use the knees. Do a nice counterclockwise circle with the knees. You can bring your feet in nice and close together. Makes it a little bit easier. You want some mobility going on through there. All right, let's reverse it. Let's go the other way. Straightening them out, taking them off to the side. All right, so let's pause on that one, and now we're gonna emphasize the hips. So let's just take our hips forward and back. So let's take our hips back. So again, light on the sticks, your hips are going back to counterbalance, so gentle stretch to the hamstring. Now purposely squeeze your glutes, push your toes into the floor, and then push your hips forward. So remember, it's the hips going forward, not the shoulders going back, to give you in that arc position. And let's relax the hips and let's push your hips out back, keeping your balance on your entire foot. Squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward, make sure you get that good squeeze, and relax. Let's push your hips back again. A little stretch down the hamstrings and come on back up. We don't want to spend too much time in any static position. Squeeze, and let's relax. Now we're gonna go side to side, just a gentle side to side. If you bend your knees, that's fine. All I'm looking at here is just getting that hip out as far as you can, get a nice dynamic stretch and through the sides. Keeping your body upright, no folding forward. Again, don't worry about how far you're going. You just want to get all those little muscles mobile, loosen them up. All right, so now that we did forward and back, side to side, now let's do circles. So we'll do some counterclockwise circles. This is counterclockwise. Again, keep in balance. Sticks are only there for a bit of an aid. You might find that you're rolling side to side on your feet as well, which is also good because you get a little massage to the bottoms of your feet. All right, let's go the other way. Feel a nice little stretch in there through the hips, maybe into the lower back a little bit. It's all good. All right, let's finish on this one more here. All right, so let's place one stick down, place the other stick across the shoulders. We're getting into our usual here. All right, so with the arms just resting on there, let's do some circles with the thoracic spine. Go technical on you there. Just gentle circles. They don't have to be too large, depending how tight your upper back is and how tight your mid back is. So always think of keeping the shoulders and stick in contact, and then drawing a nice circle in the sky. Circles. All right, let's reverse it. Every time I say the word circles, brings back a memory of I went down. Jen and I went down to visit my dad in Louisiana, and he got a new computer. And this was like 20 years ago, so this computer was obviously really old, but up to date at that time. And we were learning this new program. So we were drawing circles all over his screen. So we just kept saying circles. All right, let's relax in neutral. And now let's slide side to side. Keeping that stick parallel to the floor. Nice gentle reach, gentle reach. There should be no pain, no discomfort. Maybe even a slight brace to your core. Not enough to hold you too still, obviously, because we want to be moving. All right, let's pause at neutral. Let's drop that right hand. Doing a nice little side bend. Feel the gentle stretch down your left side, and we'll slowly go back to the other side. So dropping the left hand to the floor. Get a nice little stretch on the right side, and slowly come on back. We'll do this a couple more times each side. Slowly dropping that right hand down. Arms are nice and relaxed. Just letting the weight of the arms help give that nice little dynamic stretch to the side. Let's go one more time each side. Nice and relaxed. And then one more to the left. And then now, as you know, dropping the right hand, pushing that left hip out to the side as you take that right hand down. We'll give you a little bit more range of motion. And then come on up, shift the hips, and take the hand down. Nice and smooth and easy. I'm doing about 3 per side, so if you get 4, if you get 2, doesn't matter, just nice and smooth and easy. I think this is 3. Sometimes it's hard to count to 3. Shifting one last time. So now this time we take our feet a little bit wider. Now we bend our left leg as we reach down with our right hand. So bending the left, reaching down with the right. So now since we're warmed up a little bit more, as we slowly go from side to side, give a little bit of extra push down. Remember, we're still warming up, so don't push too hard. I'm trying to think of it as we're still straight up and down. So there's no forward bending. If you can't go all the way to the leg, don't worry about it. Try to still stay upright so you're not folding forward. We want to really warm up the sides. A little bit of a pressure to reach down. And let's relax. Take our arms down, the blood flow back to our fingertips. So first exercise we're going to do, we're going to take our sticks and hold on to the ends. You basically just can have your fingertips right on the ends here. Should be long enough and also short enough. So we will be compressing as well as pulling apart. So when you're pulling apart, you just take your hands and just give a bit of a shift, grabbing hold of the ends and just nice, gentle pull apart. All right, but we're going to start with, move my mat forward and back here. All right, so we're going to step back with our right foot. We're going to pull apart on the stick. As we step back with our right foot, we're going to rotate so the stick goes over towards our left while we pull apart gently on the stick, having it up around our collarbone. And we're going to hold. So barely any tension, just enough to feel the upper back muscles contract. You're gonna hold here. Now, release, come up tall, and then we're gonna take that same foot and we're gonna go forward with it and compress. So stepping forward with the right foot and compress and rotate over the right leg. So this time we're compressing, we're sticking that right foot forward. So the opposite hand will be over that front foot. Compressing, release, come back to center. Now we're gonna go back with our left foot, pull apart on the stick, step back with our left foot and rotate. Oops, sorry, I rotated the wrong way. So think of it as every time there's a foot forward, the opposite hand will be over top of it. So pull apart when we're back, staying nice and tall, holding. We're gonna hold for a little bit, just enough tension to feel it. Okay, relax. Step forward with that left foot, compress, and rotate over the left with the right hand. Holding it here. Think of the compression not just coming from the arms, but coming from the shoulders. Think of the shoulders compressing in. Hands are just holding on to it. Slowly release, come back to center, and let's relax those arms down. Okay, so we're gonna do similar movement, but we're gonna do it sideways. So, again, holding on to the end. Just wanted to give your shoulders a bit of a rest there. So we're gonna step laterally, so we're gonna step out to the left. While we step out to the left, we're gonna pull apart on the stick, and you're gonna rotate to the left. But when you rotate to the left, make sure your face and your chin is still pointing straight ahead. So you want it square to the front, while our torso rotates to the left. Now you only need to go about 90 degrees. If you go any further, you might start bending, and you don't need to. So holding it here, slight tension out. Remember, use your shoulders to try and pull apart on the stick. We're holding and watching the clock. Release, come back to center. Now we're gonna pull apart and step off to the right. So stepping off to the right, so slight lunge here. Pull apart and let's rotate off to the right, but still pointing your head straight forward. We want that separation between your thoracic spine and your neck. If you find that you're really cranking your head to get your neck over, don't rotate as much. Okay, release, come back in. So we're gonna relax the arms just for a couple of seconds. We want the blood to flow. We're gonna do it one more time, side to side, but this time we're gonna compress. So bring our hands out. Now we're gonna compress. So remember, compress from your shoulders, pulling in, step out to the left and rotate to the left while looking forward. And hold it here. Hold that compression with the shoulders and chest and back. The arms are nice and straight. Release, come back to center, and we're gonna step out to the right, compress, and rotate. So try and think of keeping your head forward while you're going into position. So you don't get into it and then turn your head. You might not be able to go as far. So try and keep your hips square to the front. So if you find that your left hip is darting forward, square it off to the front, because we want as much rotation separation from the shoulder girdle from the hips. Release, come back to center. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna do that again, but we're gonna do it a little bit more fluid. So it's more of a canoe type of name. We're gonna swing. So just a gentle, don't worry about compression or pulling apart. We're just gonna hold. So stack the shoulders, so our chest is up. So think of it as proud chest. We're here, and we're gonna step back with our right foot. Other right foot. As we go back with the right foot, swing the rotation in. So you're swinging back with the left hand, forward with the right. Then we're gonna go right into forward lunge with the right foot forward, and take the right hand back, left hand forward. Just enough tension on the stick to hold it, but we want our arms straight, torso straight. We're gonna go right back into a rear lunge with the right foot. So take your foot all the way back, and then rotate to the left. I was just showing you what happens when you lose your balance. Then we're gonna rotate and step forward with the right. And we're pausing. And we're relaxed. All right, so now our left foot is gonna move and we're gonna flow from one to the other again. So back with the left, rotate over the right with our left hand, pausing here. Again, just holding on just enough to keep the arms extended, chest up, shoulders are stacked, hold. All right, big step and rotate. I'll be able to see you guys. That's it. And step back and rotate. So little tension, just enough to hold it here. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and one more step forward. And release and stand back up nice and tall. So let's relax those arms and shoulders. A lot of isometric tension going on in those shoulders. So we're gonna do our side to side. And similar to our forward and back lunge, we're gonna go fluid from side to side. Okay, so again, holding on to the end. Now, depending how long your arms are, you'll either have your fingertips on there, or I even have like the inside of the knuckle, the palm side of the knuckles on mine, because my arms are long enough. Because again, it's very low tension, it's more just placement. So we're gonna step out to the right, step out to the left, keep the head facing forward and give a nice rotation and then pause. So step and rotate and hold here. Now from here, you can actually pull a little bit more with the right hand, right arm, to pull that left arm back to feel a little bit more stretch. It's an option. You don't have to if you don't want to. What's most important is that we're getting that rotation through the thoracic spine and flow right to the other side, up and then down. So remember, if that left hip starts to go forward to get more rotation, don't let it. Keep that hip back, make sure it's square to the front. Your hip should be in line with if you're on a mat, should be in line with your mat. And we're going straight over to the left. So come on up, center, right off to the left, one last time here. That's it. Squeeze that right glute. That'll help push that hip forward. Not too far forward, but it'll help keep it nice and solid. So we get a little bit of stretch into the adductors. All right, last time, fluid, nice and fluid right to the other side, and we'll pause. Again, nice and light on the arms. There's no tension, it's just holding you there. If you want to add tension, by all means, you can squish it, you can pull it. Just get as much rotation as you can, holding, and release and relax. All right, on to page 2 of 12. All right, I was kidding, it's not 12 pages. All right, so the next one is a sumo archer. So it's a 2-part exercise, whereas you're going to be holding on to one half of your stick. So one hand, your right hand is at the end, your left hand is in the middle. Now, you can adjust where that left hand is depending on your range of motion. You'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So this is where we get that sumo part. They do that for real, so I figured we might as well do it now, right? All right, so start it at your collarbone. All right, so what I'd like to see is you guys are in or what's called a horse stance. So we're not in a squat with your hips going back into a nice proper squat. We're in a horse stance, so our hips are gonna be in alignment with our heel. All right, so we're just straight up and down, so our torso is straight up and down, unlike a squat where we will be leaning forward. Okay, so out nice and wide up here. Pull apart a little bit, 20% on the stick. Pull it up. Now, without moving your legs, Drop that left side to the floor, side bend as much as you can, pull with that left arm, try and get that stick to the floor. If you can get that stick to the floor, I want you to push with that left arm. If you can't get it to the floor, don't worry about it, just go for the stretch. So slowly release, come on up. Still pulling apart, stay low, stay in. Try and bring your hands down, as far down behind your head as you can. If you can't bring it down behind your head without your head going forward, because I don't want to see this, just bring it down to your collarbone, that's fine. Now, still slight tension, bring it up. Back down in front, and relax everything. So we're staying down, like that. Good expression there, Catherine. Okay, we're still gonna do the other side now, actually. So try and stay in as deep of a sumo squat as you can. So let's take our legs, doing the other side now. So holding onto the left hand out wide, right hand in the middle. So if you're able to get low enough and side bend enough to get the stick to the floor, you can move your hand around. If you can't make it to the floor, you can choke up or bring your hands in a little bit closer. So I'll leave that totally up to you. Side bend as much as you can. So let's bring it to the collarbone. So we're in a front squat position. Pull apart slightly on the stick to activate the posture muscles. Let's reach above our head. Now pull with that right arm to take that stick all the way to the floor. Side bending. I'm into the floor, so now I'm pushing with that right arm. I'm pushing that right arm away from me. Both arms are as straight as you can. So basically just straighten both arms. Now if you have to, bring the stick in closer and then extend out. You'll get so much more out of it while we're in a nice deep sumo archer. All right, slowly release. Come on back up. So let's keep that tension. Bring it down behind you as much as you can. Keep that chin tucked. Reach up. Still pulling apart. Down in front. And relax everything. Woo! All right, that felt good. All right, so I'm gonna get you guys to grab something to kneel on. I just have a little gardening pad here. We're gonna stretch out our legs a little bit from that, and then we're gonna do everything one more time. So, half kneeling on our right knee, left leg front to start with, so we know we're at 90 degrees for everything. And let's take that left leg, open it up as much as you can. If you're not able to take it out to 90 degrees to your other leg, your lower leg, don't worry about it. Whatever flexibility you have in the hip, that's what we want to work with. So take your stick, place it an inch or so in front of your left toes. Then we take our left hand. I normally like to have it level. Take our right hand, bring it over. So all we're gonna do on this now is we're just gonna try and lunge to get that left knee to touch the stick with our arms nice and straight. So lunge to try and touch the stick. If you get to an end range, or I can't go any further, but I feel I can go further with my adductor on this side, you can adjust by going out a little bit further with your foot. Go, oh, that's it right there. And you're just gonna hold. If you're in a position where you can't hold it because it hurts, back off slightly and relax it there. Actually, I'm gonna move to the side a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't have worn all black. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. Slowly release, come on up. Bring the stick in front. Now I'm gonna get you guys to lean forward and stick your bum back as far as you can. So you can even try and take it and put your bum on your back heel. It won't go, but the idea is there. You're gonna get a stretching through the shoulders and a different stretching through the adductor and the whole hip area of that left leg by having it cocked off to the side and stretching forward. All right, slowly come on up. Relax those arms, let's switch our legs. All right, so make sure you're at 90 degrees. Open up that hip, keeping your hip facing front. You don't want your hip moving off to the side when your leg goes out, because then it's just your whole body turning and you're not gonna get anything extra out of that. So place the stick an inch or so in front of your right toes. Grab a hold of the stick with both hands. Remember to try and make sure that lower leg of that left side stays straight back. If it moves out to the side, I want you to make sure it stays straight. So from here, now let's lunge to try and get that right knee to the stick by keeping your arms nice and straight. Chest is up, pausing and holding. And a nice, we do want a static stretch on this one because we're done warming up. I hope we are. A nice little stretch. All right, slowly come on up. Move the stick to the front, still arm's length. And now sit back on your heel and reach forward with the stick. Now, as you're doing this, if your right knee starts to go forward, push it back. Squeeze your glute to get that knee back behind you. If it jarts forward, it's because of lack of flexibility, and we want to work on that. We want to get that knee back so we get that stretch through the adductors, through the glutes. All right, slowly come on up. All right, let's come up to a nice tall standing position where we get to do our sumo archer again. All right, so we're gonna start with our right hand on the end of the stick, left hand in the middle. Nice wide. All right, coming up, stick to your collarbone, slight tension out on the stick, pulling apart, reach up, and now take that left hand and pull the stick down, resisting slightly with your right. Once you get it to the floor, you can try and push away. If both arms are already straight, bring it in a little bit, modify, and then push out. So both my arms are straight. So I'm getting a really good stretch in through my right side, and I'm getting a lot of tension in through my left, working on a lot of core strength and flexibility and lactic acid tolerance. All right, slowly release. Okay, straighten the arms back out, pull the tension on the stick, bring it up, bring it down behind you as much as you can. Remember to stay low with the hips. Reach up, back down to your collarbone, and relax. Good. Take those legs out. Let's get that lactic acid out of there. Unless you like it, then don't worry about it. All right, we're going to the other side. All right, take that leg. I don't know any Japanese. Otherwise, it will probably say something when you do that. It makes it a little bit more impressive. Oh, wait, I got it. Kawasaki. Never mind. All right, let's pull apart. Raise it up. All right, off to the side. Pull with that right arm. Remember, when you get there, you can bring it in a little bit and then straighten those arms out. Create as much tension as you can. Trying to be as sideways as possible. So there's no forward leaning. If you can't help it, then that's all right. Get in whatever you can. I'm trying to talk enough to take my mind off of my legs. All right, slowly release. Make sure those arms are straight. Pull apart, come up. Slowly bring it down behind your head. Extend it back up, working that posture. Relax it back down. And come on, out of it. Woo. All right. Good for building up a little strength in those legs. So let's go down for our stretch. So half kneeling. It's called a tall half kneeling. So we're up nice and tall on your right leg. Left leg. Move it out to the side. Remember, whatever range you have. If it's straight out 90 degrees, great. If not, doesn't matter. You work with whatever you have. It will improve. All right. So let's take our right hand, bring it over to the left, and let's lunge. Try and get that left knee to the stick. That's it. Keep those arms as straight as you can. So a nice big stretch in the adductors. And yes, it is okay that your knee goes over top of your toes, because it's going to do that when you climb stairs, getting out of a chair. So it's all right. So let's slowly come back up. And let's bring the stick to the front. And stick your bum back and reach as far as you can. And then make sure you adjust that left leg to get the maximum stretch you can. So remember, your weight is not 100% on your stick. That's why I want your hips back, so you can get a good stretch through the upper back, shoulder area. Feeling this also in that left leg, remember. All right, let's slowly come on back up. Good, let's switch legs. All right, tall half kneeling. Then take the knee out to the side, making sure your hips stay front, and then place the stick out. If you just automatically go and take your knee out to the side, a lot of times your hip will automatically rotate according to how flexible your hips are. That's why I say make sure your hips are square to the front first, and then just that leg goes out. Then you know you're gonna be in the right position. All right, so from here, place the hands where you need to, go shoulder level, and let's lunge into it. Try and get that right knee as close to the stick as possible. Now by taking your knee past your toes, hopefully you're able to keep your heel down. You want to get a nice stretch into the soleus, which is the lower part of that lower leg in the back. 3, 2, 1, slowly come on back up. And bring the stick to the front. And one more time, let's reach forward and stick your bum out as much as you can. Remember that right knee, make sure that knee stays back. You're gonna wanna come forward. Get a really good stretch into those adductors. There's a lot of muscles in there. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and slowly come on up out of it. All right, let's come on up. All right, so now we're gonna go to a bit of balancing. And by a bit, I mean a lot. So we're gonna do our arabesque with a bit of a kick, a bit of a crane. So our sticks, basically just have your arms out. Your hands will adjust up and down because we'll do our arabesque. We'll stand on our left leg. Our right leg will go back. Sorry, let's start with a crane. Start with a crane so we're in nice tall standing position. And let's kick our leg back. So we're in a nice long position here. Now, once you get into position, stack the shoulders. Make sure your foot is squeezing into the floor. Keep that heel up as high as you can. Now, I want you to try and, so there is no try, there's only do. So this is Yoda. Let's raise those sticks and pause. We're gonna hold. Hold as long as you can until I tell you to stop. Unless you're looking sideways. All right, slowly release, and then come up to a crane, and then relax the leg down. We're gonna go the other way. So I'm just gonna move it just a touch here so I can see the clock a little bit easier. All right, left crane, nice and tall, as high as you can, and slowly kick that heel back, or keep that heel as high as you can. That's the main objective on this one. Once you get into position, make sure you're nice and solid. Both legs are straight, torso straight, shoulders are stacked, and then raise those sticks. And it'll be your upper back raising those sticks. Maybe an inch off the floor, it's all you need. They don't need to come up very high. Watching the clock. Hold on, keep that heel up. Stay straight, stay straight. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on back up to a crane and relax that leg down. Good. Let's do that one more time each side. All right. Right crane. Tall standing. Let's get the knee up as high as you can. And let's slowly kick that heel back. Try and go nice and smooth and slow. Work on some stability here. Get into position. Make sure your hip is down. Heel is out. Body is straight. Shoulders are stacked. Now let's raise those sticks off the floor. Increasing tension through the whole body. Perfect posture workout. The heel's going to want to drop. Keep that leg up. Keep that leg up. You got 5 more seconds. Hold it up. Hold it up. 2, 1. Slowly release. And bring it up to finish to a right crane. And relax. Good. Let's go to that left side. And left crane. Slowly extending that leg back. Remember, we're working on balance and stability here. Make sure the hip is down, legs are straight, heel is up. Stack the shoulders and raise the sticks. by raising the sticks. We also raise the stakes. We're holding. We're in a holding pattern. A little bit longer. Hold it here, hold it here, hold it. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Finish the left crane and then back down. Good. All right. So we're going to go to one of my new favorites, the bowler's lunge. So everything that we were just squeezing, we're going to stretch. So the sticks are going to be in front. So your feet are going to be about hip width apart. Sticks are in our base position. Let's take our right foot behind and out to the side. So we're into a bit of a lunge here, bending that left leg. Let's take our sticks and reach off to the left. Not a lot of tension on the sticks. The tension is on your legs. Now from here, you can just drop to the floor without falling as much as you can for as much stretch as you can. And then pause. We're going to hold it. Remember, breathe deep, breathe relaxed, shift your body weight around if you need to. Your entire left foot should be on the floor. Just the toes of the right. We're holding for 3, for 2, for 1. Slowly come on up and relax. Give it a wiggle. We'll go off to the other side. All right, base position. Take that left leg out to the right, off behind, into position here. So you're nice and solid. Make sure that entire right foot is on the floor. And let's move the sticks, rotate to the right. The sticks are moving. And then from here, get into as deep of a position as you can by bending those knees. Keeping the chest up. Try and keep the arms as straight as you can. Holding here, holding for time. Feels like a lot of time. 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on up out of it. Good. We're going to do that one more time each side. All right, so give it a bit of a wiggle. Loosen up that area, reset everything. On the left, take that right leg out back behind. Getting into a little bit of a squat. So you're semi-comfortable. Now let's rotate the sticks off to the left. This time, I'm going to get you guys to take your right shoulder and drop your right shoulder down as much as you can. Now your hands might slide, just totally okay. Just try and keep them straight. Drop that shoulder as much as you can, even if your hands are sliding on the stick. It's going to be a new range. Woo, feels good. And because of the extreme range that you're in, slowly come out of it, unless you fall. Then it's just pure entertainment. Not that we're all staring at you, we're just... All right, we're going to the other side. All right, on the right leg, take that left foot over. All right, give it a bit of a squat. Make sure you're rotating to the right, into position. Once you're into position, drop that left shoulder as much as you can. You're gonna bend your legs, you're gonna bend your hips, you're gonna rotate. Just get down to as small of a package as you can and hold. Huge, huge stretch into that right glute. Getting into the waist, the shoulders, the back. My goodness. Hopefully don't get stuck. Your entire right foot on the floor for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come out of it. Excellent. All right, let's rest for a couple seconds here. Grab a quick little drink. Relax those hands. Because we're going down for some core. And by going down for core, I mean on the floor. All right, so dead bug position. So it's on your back. So, oh, do it again. I gotta have my glasses on my head. All right, so we're gonna take our stick. We're gonna take the stick, the end of the stick on your left foot, holding it with the right hand. So your leg is straight up and down, and your arm is straight up and down. Brace your core. So try and keep your lower back You can keep it on the floor. Even if it's a little bit up, it's totally fine. It doesn't have to be squished into the floor. And we're gonna brace. We're gonna have our arms and legs up, our left arm and right leg. And we're gonna push slightly into the stick. And we're gonna slowly drop the opposite arm and leg. Slowly dropping it down, hovering above the floor. Still hovering. Slowly bring it back up. Coming up all the way. Pause. Let's go down again one more time. Slowly taking it down. Keep that constant tension. Pushing into the stick, into the foot. Holding at your pause position at the bottom, hovering there. Let's slowly come on back up. Brace that core. Hold on to everything. Pause at the top. Pausing, pausing, and relax everything. Just sink yourself into the floor and get ready to do the other side. And then we'll hit your back muscles so we're not hitting everything on the front. So, stick is on your right foot and your left hand. So remember, your thigh of the right leg is perpendicular to the floor, as is your left arm. So brace your core so nothing moves. Let's raise our left foot or left leg and right hand in the air. All right, let's create tension everywhere. Now let's slowly lower that left leg and right arm. Slowly lowering, and we're pausing. We're gonna hover above the floor. Keep that tension, make sure that core is still braced. Brace it. Let's slowly come on back up, nice and smooth and controlled. Nothing fast. Pause at the top, we're holding here. And now let's go back down one last time here. Slowly bringing it down, arm and leg, same speed. Pause at the bottom, holding it here. Keep that tension. And let's bring it back up, nice and smooth and controlled. Keeping tension everywhere. Pause at the top, we're holding it here at the top. Nice and steady, and slowly release. Excellent. All right, we got one more exercise to do. I'm gonna get you guys to put your feet on the floor with your knees bent. Your hands are gonna be just above your elbows, and like you're doing a bench press. You know, the bar is only 1.5 pounds, so it shouldn't be too challenging. I'm sure you could do it with one hand. All right, so from here, I'm gonna get you guys to pull apart on the stick slightly. And when you pull apart on the sticks, you might actually feel your upper back muscles contract. Now, once you pull apart on the sticks, you're gonna raise your toes in the air. Raise those toes in the air to activate the front muscles, especially your tibialis anterior, in case you're wondering. And now, push into the floor and raise your bum in the air. Once your hips are in the air, make sure your toes are still up. I want you to push into the floor as hard as you can with your elbows while still pulling apart on the stick. Nothing might actually happen, except a lot more tension. Holding here, remember your head is relaxed. Relaxing your neck, relaxing your head. Slowly release everything and come back to the floor. Good, we're gonna do that one more time. So slight tension out on the stick, feel the muscles of your upper back contracting, work in that posture, shoulders are stacked, raise those toes in the air. And now let's raise your bum up in the air. And now push those elbows into the floor. Keeping the hips up. Holding, pulling apart on the stick. Your head is relaxed, no tension through the neck. Now slowly release everything. Excellent. Now let's all come on back up to a tall standing position. We're gonna finish with my favorite, the arm cross T-zone stretch, the last move of the night. We're gonna take our stick, the palms up, hands nice and wide, rotate over, left arm over. Now you should remember to have a stretch right at the very beginning. Now from here, squeeze your bum so your hips don't move, and then hunch forward as if you're trying to see your toes. Feel a nice big stretch across that upper back and into the shoulders. Breathing deep. Remember, the deeper you breathe, the more your muscles are going to stretch. And let's slowly release. and we'll go to the other side. Now remember, we're holding it for a little bit longer each time, just to get that little bit added extra stretch. So once you're in position, squeeze your bum and hunch. Remember to breathe deep. Let that rib cage expand as much as you can let it expand. And let's slowly spin our arms around one last time here. Left arm over top. We're gonna do a side bend to the right with our left arm on top, side bending to the right. Release that left arm a little bit and give it a bit of a pull with that right arm to move the stick closer to the floor. To get a little bit of extra stretch. So breathing deep, so breathing relaxed, and slowly come up to the other side. Give that stick a spin. Right arm on top, side bending to the right, side bend to the left. Breathing relaxed, nice and deep, pulling with that left arm while relaxing that right arm as much as you can. And slowly release, come on up. Give a bit of a ninja spin. And there you go.